Hi everybody, we are group 7 from the part-time class. Okay, before I start my demonstration, I'll be letting you know that during the demonstration, I'll be going through some test case. So means I'll do some error checking as well, and then also maybe show you all the notification function of our code. Okay, let's start. So be it you're a student or you're admin, you'll be actually brought to this Welcome Stars Planner page. So you can log in. In the event where someone tries to hack the system or someone tries to attempt to enter an invalid credential, you're actually not allowed to access. So let's say you're a student, but your access period is not now. They actually will tell you you're not authorized to access anything now. Okay. Now, if you're a student and you have to access authorities, which is the access time during now, you'll be approved, and then you'll be brought into this student menu. In this student menu, there's actually add course, drop course, check your course timetable, check vacancies available, change course index, and actually swap course index with your peers. So now let's check whether if you are registered in any courses. Currently we are not, because no course will be shown here, has been shown here. Okay, let's add some course in now. Before adding any course, maybe we should check whether if there's vacancy for this course. Let's check, it's 10,001. Okay, the vacancy for this course is 200. Okay, so we can feel free to add this course in. Okay, you'll be added into this course successfully. Now, let's say I would like to add more course in. Maybe 2006. Vacancy is 2. Okay, I add course in. I'll be added in successfully. Let's check our class timetable. Okay, yes, can you see? We are actually, our index 10,001 and 10,006 are registered. And you can do note that this session, right, it doesn't clash with each other. So you see this Monday 10 to 12, Tuesday, you have a 9 to 10 a.m. tutorial, and then followed by a 10 to 11 a.m. tutorial as well. On Fridays, you have lecture from 3 to 5 p.m. Okay, let's move on. So I have shown you add course. What if now I don't like, I think that workload is too heavy and I decided to drop this 1006. Okay, now let's check this 1006 vacancy again. Okay, the vacancy is 1. Let's drop course. Okay. Now I have removed from this registered list. Let's check. Yes, I don't have it, and the vacancy should increase by 1 now. Tada, is 2. Okay, so moving on. Let's say I would like to add a course with no vacancy at all. I can add the course, but I'll be added into the wait list. I'll be added into the wait list, and you can check here. For this course, 10,033, I'll be in the pending status. Okay, now I have actually covered 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's cover 5 now. Change course index. Let's say in the event where I would like another index, for example 1001. Okay, do note that, let's say previously I actually dropped my 10,006, right? Now I key in again. They will actually prompt you to enter a valid index number that from the list that you have registered. So I can only enter 10,001 and then change to a number that I wish to swap. Let's say I key in a inaccurate course index, and then they'll tell me the course index is not found, please enter a valid one. So now let's enter maybe 10,003. Okay, yeah, we successfully swapped to another index. We can check through the class timetable too. There you go, index 10,003 is swapped from 10,001 and is registered. Okay, moving on. Let's now swap index with another student. So maybe I would like to swap with my friend. Okay, I enter something that is not mine. They will tell you, please enter a valid index again. So let's enter 10,003. Okay, enter your peer's matrix number. Let's say you know your peer's matrix number, but you do not know the password. It will still prompt you error. User not found because of incorrect password or username. So let's enter a valid one. And then now user has found, but you have to enter your peer's index number that you wish to swap with. So now you know the peer's index matrix number and their password. But what if you don't know their index number? So let's say I anyhow enter one, and then they'll tell you this index is actually not in the list that your friend has registered. So now let's input a correct one, which is 10,005, and then you have successfully switched index with coursemate. You can check through here also. See, from 10,003 you change to 10,005 and you're registered as well. Okay, so I think I covered all of the student app function. Now I would like to show you the notification function, like in cases where I actually someone dropped the course and then I'm actually in the pending list and I'll be added in. So let's say I'm currently registered as a pending student in this 10,033 index. Now I log out from my task planner. Let me log in as a friend. Okay, so I am Debbie now, and take a look at my timetable. I have this 10,033. I'm registered in it. Okay, let's check. Currently, the vacancy for it is 0. But let's say I'm Debbie and I don't wish to take it up anymore, so I'll drop the cost, 10,033. Okay, you have been removed from this registered list, and then shortly after, right, they will actually prompt a new student has been added in this course. So the next person that is inside this pending list will be automatically added into this course, and a notification will be sent to the friend. Okay, you can see from here. There you go. You see? 0 minutes ago. And then you actually get a notification, email notification that your registration for 10,033 is successful. We can actually check through. So let's log out of Debbie. And then let's log into Betty again. Okay, inside Betty, right, you can see that your 10,033 status change is registered. Okay, so for the notification, right, I've actually received an email which says that I've actually allocated a new course, and then this 10,033 is successful. So you can see from here too.
Okay, so for the admin feature, I will need to first log in. The system is able to automatically detect my account as an admin account and load the corresponding admin menu. The first feature is to ID a student access period. So first, I need to key in a valid student matriculation number. So something like this is not allowed. A valid student matriculation number is entered, and then it will print out the access start time and end time. So start from 1st of November. I'm going to change it into the 1st of December. So the wrong format of the date time string is also not allowed. I had to key in the format of date and month and year and hour, minute, second. Okay, so something like this is allowed. The end of the registration period is going to be 31st of December. 0. Okay. Yeah, so the access period of the student has successfully been updated to the new date. So as a quick check, I am going to log in as the new student, a student that we had just updated. Okay, so it said that the student are not authorized to access because the access start time hasn't started yet. Okay, so I need to come back to the admin menu. Yeah, so the second one is to add a student. The matriculation here also have to be unique. So something existed is not allowed. U1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is allowed. So the student name is Jane. Gender, it has to be a capital F or M. So G is not allowed. Then it has capital F. Then student is marked. Year of study is from 1 to 5, so 8 is not allowed, and they have to be in 4. Nationality is Singaporean. It has to be a valid Singapore number, so it has to be a 8 digit. So it's only is 1 to 8. The access start time is also have to be in the correct format like we just did. Yeah, so access and time has to be also in the correct format. Yeah, so at the end, it will print out the list of students that registered in the system, and the student that we had just created is in the last row here. Okay, so the next feature is to add a course. So the course code to create has to be a unique one as well. So for example, AB1234 is already existed, and it will be not allowed. So I am going to create a fresh course. Let's say AA 2000. AA 2000 has not exist and is allowed. So the school code is NBS, for example. The type of the course, let's say it's core course. Number AU is academic unit is 3. The number of indexes, I'm going to say we have 2 indexes. So for the first index, it will prompt me to key in the details. So first is the index number has to be unique as well. So for example, 10001 is already existed and not allowed. So I have to key in something like 6001. So the group number is going to be 1. Vacancy is 100. how many session is let's say there only one session. The mode instruction is either lecture, tutorial, or lab, and it has to be in the correct format. So let's say it so like lecture is allowed, it has to be in like only. The date of the 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 date the weekday of the class is also have to be in the correct format of capital Monday, capital Tuesday, something. For example, like lowercase Monday is not allowed. Yeah, so I keep in Monday. So the time format is also have to be in the correct format. So 14 is not allowed, but 1400 is allowed. And then the end time is 1200. For example, so the venue is LKC, for example, and then the detail of the second index, again, it has to be a unique index number. The group is number 2. The vacancy is also let's say 100, and then how many sessions? I'm going to say one session as well to save time. It has to be lecture on Monday. In the class time from 10 to 12. So it is the same as the first lecture. So the value is LKC. Yeah, so at the end, it will create, it will print out the result that the course some AA2000 has been created and set to a database with the index number. There are two indexes, 6001 and 6002. So next is to update the course. We are going to update the same course, which is AA2000. So let's say I don't want it to be named as AA2000 anymore. I want it to be named as AA101. Yeah, so okay, so I am going to update, yeah, the same course again, but now the name is changed to AA101. Yeah, so now I'd like to update the school course. The hosting school is currently NBS, and I'd like to update it to SPMS. Okay, so allowed. Yeah, same thing. AA101. I'd like to add a new index number into this course. Yeah, so the new index number, let's say it's 6003. And the group number is 3. The vacancy, let's say, is 100. And then the session is, let's say it has 2 sessions. So the session number 1 is going to be lecture on Monday from 10 to 12 as the same. And the second lecture, the second section is going to be a tutorial. Again, it has to be in the correct format, let's say on Tuesday. Then the start time, let's say, is like from 9 to 10 a.m. The venue is like a tutorial 101 something. Yeah, so at the end, it will print out the information of the index that we have just created with the class schedule. Okay, so next is to check. Yeah, so we still have another thing which is to update the vacancy of the course. Sorry, vacancy of the existing index. So, for example, number 4. And then it will print out the list of the existing index numbers of this course. So for example, I'd like to change 6003 vacancy number into 200. Yeah, it's updated. Then we can check by selecting the menu number 5, check vacancy based on the index number. We have just changed 6003 into 200 in here. This is print out 200. Okay, so next one is to print the student list by index menu. Yeah, so so the index number to print the student also has to be an existing one. So for example, a dummy, something like this, is not allowed. Yeah, so the index number we have just created is 6003. Doesn't have any student registered to it, so it will print out 0 student. Yeah, so again, print student list by index number. We have to key in an existing index number. Let's try with 1001. Then it will print out the list of name, gender, and nationality of student registered to this index number. Yeah. So lastly is to print student list by course. So let's say we would like to check the student registered to course name AB1234. This is an existing course. Yeah, then it will print out the name, gender, and nationality of the student registered to each of the index numbers of this course. In this case, there are 5 index numbers.